If Buenos Aires is on your list, then this is the video we wish we had before we went. 3 weeks of eating and exploring our way through the entire city, and these are all the things actually worth doing, and wait until you hear about the last one. In this video, I've split it into sites, cafes, food, and experiences, so you can build your trip around them. A little about me first. My name's Ellen. I'm currently on a world trip with my beautiful partner and have been for the past 18 months. So if you're into all things travel and you'd like tips and tricks, recommendations, fun vlogs, everything in between, then you're in the right place. So don't forget to hit subscribe. And now let's get into things to do in Buenos Aires. Key things to know first, but a little bit quick fire. Stay in Palermo. There's both Soho and Hollywood. We stayed in both, and we actually preferred Hollywood ever so slightly. It was a little more local, and we preferred all the cafes and restaurants that were around us there, but Soho was also incredible. It's only a 10 to 20 minute walk in between the two anyway, so you barely know when you're in each one. Give yourself longer in this city than you think. There's a lot to do here and you'll easily fill your days up. Getting around is also really easy, especially if you're staying in Palermo. You'll be able to walk to most places, but if not, then Uber comes in seconds and it's cheap. Plus there's the subway and the buses as well. Let's start with the sites. I know this first one is going to sound strange, but it's actually a cemetery. Recoleta Cemetery. This is considered one of the most famous ones in the entire world. A whole city of the dead laid out in streets and avenues. Mausoleums, which are the grave sites, are stacked like mini palaces. Some even go underground. Some are abandoned with old coffins that you can see through the gaps. It's eerie but incredible at the same time, and absolutely a must-see. Right by the cemetery is a place called Centro Cultural Recoleta, a contemporary art space that you can wander through. It's quirky, a little bit weird, but in the best way, and the exhibits change constantly, so it's definitely worth a look. Keep hold of your cemetery ticket, and then it's only around $3 to get in. The El Ateneo Grand Splendid Bookstore, rated one of the most beautiful in the world. It's a former theatre and cinema, so you get the stunning ceiling and the old opera boxes to look at. Worth visiting even if you don't buy a book here, trust me. La Boca and Caminito Street. Bright, colourful buildings, wax statues, live singers, and the Messi World Cup statue. This place has a really fun vibe. I'd plan your day so that you get to grab lunch or even a drink here, or both. There are loads of restaurants and the live music is often playing. It's also an amazing place to grab any souvenirs you might want. And one of our faves if you're in the city on a Sunday is the San Telmo Sunday Market. It might be one of the most creative markets I've ever walked through, and they are massive. There are so many different stalls to see. Plus, there's an indoor cafeteria hall which is full of vintage and antique shops, jewelry, everything like that, and amazing food. We'd recommend grabbing a steak sandwich from number 53. Trust me on that one. Now for the cafes, because the cafe culture here is brilliant, and I say that as someone who comes from Australia with some of the best cafe culture in the world, if you ask me. Stain was our favourite. It was a 5-minute walk from our accommodation in Hollywood, so we ended up coming here daily after we discovered it. It was basically brand new at the time. Unreal brekkie and brunch, the salted caramel latte, marches, and the honey toast are an absolute must try. The owner Nico became a close friend of ours, and you'll hear more about this at the end of the video. La Biela is one of the oldest classic cafes in the city, so you simply must stop by. It's from the 1800s, which is crazy, and it's also right by the cemetery and Central Cultural Recoleta, so you can do all three in one go. This one is more about the history than the coffee, but it's also a beautiful place to just sit and relax for a minute. Attis Cafe and Bar, probably one of the most unique cafes I've ever been to. It's set inside an old convent building which is covered in vines. It's the perfect setting for a sunny day. We loved it here. And for my fellow Aussies, Cafe Dingo is a must visit. This is a great cafe in the Soho area, and you can just chill or even work from here. The food is amazing, and they have Vegemite on the menu. Onto the food, and yes, we went on a proper mission to find the best steak in the city. Hyro was the winner for sure. This was our favourite restaurant of our whole trip. The New York strip was one of the best steaks I've ever had, cooked to perfection and a fraction of the price of what you'd pay back home in Australia. La Cabrera came a close second to Hyro. Once ranked in the top 50 restaurants in Latin America, it had incredible steak cut at the table in front of you, and the best part is the free sides that they keep bringing to your table. So trust me and don't over order, because they don't tell you about this before you place your order. Plus, you get a lollipop tower that comes out at the end with the bill. Dandy Grill was the chill, more affordable option. We went here for lunch one day after a local recommended it to us. It didn't quite beat the other two, but it was still so delicious, and you simply must try the Milanese from here, which is a local Argentinian dish. For street food, you need to go to Choripan to get a chori, which is an Argentine sausage sandwich. I had never had anything like it before, and this is something you have to try. For my pizza lovers, Guerin is an experience, and keep in mind this is not your traditional kind of pizza. This place has over 200,000 Google reviews, making it one of the most rated restaurants in the entire world. Ridiculously thick, garlicky dough with so much flavor, and it is so good. Just make sure you go hungry because it is incredibly filling. But hey, there's always takeaway. And for something different, head to Napoles. This is an Italian restaurant full of antiques where you sit among old cars and barber chairs. And there's also a vintage store inside that had a real Birkin for sale. Plus, so many other cool pieces. The ultimate spot for a catch up with your friends or a date night is Osteria Fantastico. Trust me when I say this is the place to be. 10 out of 10 for the vibe, the food, and the staff. And trust me when I say you must get their orange wine. These aren't restaurants as such, but I simply must talk about the ice cream in Argentina. They actually came third in the 2026 World Cup, so if you come here and do not eat ice cream, you're seriously missing out. Some was better than what I've had in Italy before, which is crazy to say. You must try these two places, Rapa Nui and El Preferido. Now for the experiences. For a night out, head to Uptown, a bar hidden behind a fake New York subway entrance. You actually walk through carriage doors to get in. One of the coolest bars I've ever been to. Pair it with dinner at Osteria first for the ultimate night out combo. Since you're in the birthplace of it, seeing a tango show is essential. We just went to the show one night, although you can add dinner, drinks, or a wine tasting for an extra cost. All options are online when you book. We went to La Ventana and I'd highly recommend it. Linked below for you guys. I might not be too much of a sporty girl, but attending a football game in BA is incredible. We managed to get tickets to a Boca Juniors game and it was one of the most electric atmospheres I've ever felt. The crowd never stopped singing or going crazy once. And they don't even allow away fans because it can get too heated. That's how passionate they are. You can find tickets online for this, but if you have a local contact, that will help you out a lot. And this is the one that I told you guys about, the one that surprised us most, an asado. It's the traditional Argentine barbecue and it's a huge, if not the biggest, part of the culture here. We were about to book one through a company, but the owner Nico of our favorite cafe, yes, you guessed it, Stain, invited us to his family Sunday asado instead. His dad ran the grill. We had chorizo, sweetbreads, morcilla, ribeye, beef skirt, cut after cut, and it was all incredible. His sister Carolina made a summer wine that I'm still thinking about. It was that good. We tried Fernet, learned how to drink mate the traditional way, and had dulce de leche straight from the tub. It was one of the best days of our entire world trip thanks to a beautiful local family that we were lucky enough to meet. We had the most incredible 3 weeks here. We met people that we can call lifelong friends. The people, the city, the food, the steak, the things to do, Buenos Aires completely stole our hearts. Now, if you actually want to plan this trip, I've made it really easy for you guys. Everything I just showed you plus so much more is in my Buenos Aires itinerary over on my website. Exactly where we stayed with links, every spot, and the order to do it all in so that you guys can basically copy our trip. If you're deciding whether Buenos Aires is even for you, we've written a few honest blog posts on my site, including one called Is Buenos Aires Worth Visiting? Which is our real honest take after almost a month there. And if you want to watch the whole thing unfold, our full Buenos Aires vlog is linked below too. It's our entire trip from start to finish. All of it's at elspassport.com or in the description, but thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to have you here watching our world trip unfold. So don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!